Hey, you. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing. It's free and always will be, and I'd be more than happy to have you around. Now then, to start, this will be the last regular length video until after I've recovered enough from sinus surgery this Friday, December 16th. I'll have a couple shorts the following week. It's been a difficult year for me, and there's no one who can better explain that to you than myself. If you're like, wait, what? I have 3 health and content update videos, I've tweeted, and I've posted several health-related community posts. Go check those out for more information on all this year's health issues. That doesn't mean it's been all bad though. There have been thousands of you around my channel this year, but more so in the last 5 to 6 months. From the likes and views to even a few comments and those who shared any videos. Thank you. Where would I be without any of you? I realize that those who have unsubscribed will probably be getting cold this year. Just kidding. So please enjoy the rest of what I will bring you in 2022. For my last order of business here, I set out for 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Lofty, isn't it? And we probably won't even come within striking distance of that. Don't need to further explain where I've been. But if anything comes out of the rest of this year, I'd love to see 250 before New Year's. If you're enjoying my content at all or just want to be supportive, why not subscribe? Alrighty then. Let's talk about what might be after the Pokémon Journeys anime now. First off, the Pokémon Journeys manga. The series end was announced September of 2021 by the mangaka themselves. This has been the source for the Pokémon Journeys anime, which is why when I say filler later, I actually mean there were filler episodes. Obviously, Pokémon Journeys in manga form will be coming to an end if the manga itself hasn't already, which I'm sure it has. There's not been any official announcement on a sequel manga or any continuation of Journeys in any format. Could the anime go on and just stick with the name Journeys? Totally, but Journeys implies these last 130 plus episodes since the series began airing in late 2019. I can't see the series sticking with a name that is copyrighted by its respectful mangaka. This could be seen as an unintended alteration of the Pokémon Journeys manga itself, which is a huge legal battle in Japanese copyright law that I am not versed in at all. Next up, the Pokémon Adventures manga. This one, however, is still being serialized, though it's never received much in the way of an official anime. Considering a full adaptation of this manga would mean starting from scratch basically, I don't see this one becoming the official anime of the Pokémon series. It could certainly get adapted and become a spin-off side series, but who's going to animate it? OLM is already pretty slammed with the Pokémon anime as is. What's interesting is this clip of Team Rocket and Sprigatito. This particular clip was leaked approximately 2 weeks ago and is animated in the typical Pokémon anime style. Whoever the animation studio will be, the follow-up to Journeys seems to already have been set. It makes little sense to think this could be one of the final few Journeys episodes though, and I'll explain why. Go wants to catch one of every Pokémon and he clearly hasn't done that yet. Plus, there's still Project Mew. Team Rocket appears in an officially animated scene with a new Paldean starter Pokémon, and they even have a booklet that tells them about the Pokémon. Where would this episode with Sprigatito fit in at? If there's less than a handful of Journeys episodes left, if you're smart, you wouldn't just throw in a teaser like that and then say, that's it, Pokémon is officially concluded. And Ash still has not said he's a Pokémon Master. Yes, he won the World Coronation Series, but he's not a Pokémon Master until he declares himself as such. If Pokémon Journeys was truly the way the anime was set to end, it wouldn't end in a fashion many Poké fans would be happy with. Pokémon Journeys brought back old characters in Pokémon and did away with the female companion for the most part. There is Chloe, but she's mostly a side character and doesn't have much of an impact on Ash and Go's journey. Ash especially, unlike past Pokégirls. Bringing back old characters, even Richie and his Pikachu, Sparky, generally feels like a send-off. Yes, Ash won the World Coronation Series, but the idea of Pokémon Master is subjective. It's of Ash's own interpretation. How can you be a Pokémon Master if there are still other regions to explore and Pokémon to discover? Other gyms and another league, a region's Pokémon of which weren't seen in Journeys once. And what about Go? He wants to catch every Pokémon including Mew, which would mean he'd have to catch all of the Paldean Pokémon as well. For Journeys to end without at least defining what a Pokémon Master is, and not expanding upon Go's quest to capture one of every kind of Pokémon, would that not feel incomplete? Knowing Ash's general nature and spirit, why wouldn't he jump at the opportunity to go to a new region and travel with Go or a new character? With the clip of Team Rocket and Sprigatito now out in the wild, it only makes sense these journeys continue. Team Rocket goes wherever Ash goes. It's been that way for 25 years. If Team Rocket is in Paldea, that means Ash is too. Could the Pokemon anime go full Journeys from now on? Think about it this way. What if a cameo of all the old characters in Pokemon was just a tease? Perhaps Ash's time with everyone is only really just getting started. For Pokemon Journeys to not live up to its own expectations would be an incredibly disappointing end to the Pokemon anime. However, on October 1st of this year, it was announced that the Pokemon Animation Studio, OLM, didn't have enough people to work on Pokemon. This comes from the anime's director themselves. Could the studio pivot the anime to another studio? Yes. Will they? Likely not. OLM has been at the helm of the Pokemon anime since the beginning. Different teams within the company have worked on it over the years, currently on Team Kato, but there is still yet to be an announcement on a final episode or end date. The Pokemon anime is still listed as April 1997 to present. Obviously, that Team Rocket clip is the only thing we have to go off of in terms of the anime's continuation. Did Journey seem like the ultimate send-off? In a way, yes, but it also leaves a lot to be desired. More time with old partners and friends, less filler, early breaks between episodes, deeper story. But think about how X, Y, and Z handled this versus Sun and Moon and Journeys. When you think about the Journeys anime trailers, anime in general, we had a lot to go off of. We knew where the story was headed. To some degree, we still do, but we're still pretty in the dark here. Especially when you consider how much we knew about Journeys after Ash's victory in the Alola League. We just don't have any official information or many details on a new Pokemon anime. We know the franchise pulls big bucks every year, and the Pokemon Company could definitely find a studio to animate a series if they wanted to. We're talking the #1 franchise in the world. But like I said, we just don't have any official information, and the only thing we have to go off of is subjectivity and a clip of Team Rocket trying to capture Sprigatito. Any new information on a new potential Pokemon anime, I will cover in a follow-up video. It may be old news to some by the time I'm able to get around to it. This all depends on marketing and my recovery from surgery, but a different perspective is always welcome. Wouldn't you agree? Remember, the anime did take a back seat for a little while during the height of COVID, and many industries are still feeling the wrath of the wrecking ball the virus took on many world economies. There is absolutely a chance that things are still being planned / are in production. You just have to wait and see. For my Pokemon English dub watchers, we still have the rest of the Masters 8 to enjoy, and then we'll tackle some questions you may have on your minds. All in all, I simply don't see Pokemon going anywhere anytime soon, but I could be wrong. By the way, did you watch my video on what came after Alola when Ash won the Alola League? If I don't have that video privated, you might go back and listen to some of my early commentaries and my thoughts on the Pokemon anime then. Fair warning, it's not great, lol. Hopefully you have a little fun comparing then to now. That's all I have though. When we take into consideration the fact that there are already scenes of what could be the next Pokemon anime circulating around the web, that Pokemon is the #1 most popular franchise in the world, and really, Ash Ketchum himself, there's plenty of reason to believe that the Pokemon anime has yet to reach its ultimate conclusion. And with that, I hope to see some of you trainers out there in Paldea very soon. Okay, I'm gonna go a little off script here, so bear with me for about another minute or so. I really appreciate all the support you guys have had around the channel this year. It's been such a difficult time for me, really since the end of July until now, and I still have surgery to recover from this week. I know it took a while to kind of get started on doing some shorts, and really I could not sit at the computer for very long at all at the start of all of this. And really the time that I could spend on it, I had to focus on doing my schoolwork for classes and everything, which I did pass everything with an A somehow, magically, miraculously, so there is that. But again, I really want to thank you guys so much. I know I was gone for almost a whole half a year, really about a third of a year in terms of content, and I'm glad to be able to go back and do these now. I'm getting better, and I hope surgery is going to be the end-all to all of it. Like I said earlier, I don't know where I would be without you guys. This channel is my lifeblood. I love everything I do here. Even if it doesn't really garner a whole lot of attention or support sometimes, it's still fun to do this. It's a hobby, and eventually I want to make it my job. And I can't do that without a little support sometimes. So I hope you guys will understand and kind of hit that red subscribe button, make it turn gray, and maybe even turn on notifications, because I do plan to be back here rather frequently. I definitely plan to be back to regular uploads around the Thursday, Friday, Saturday time frame, and obviously if I don't get it up by then, it's gonna go up, early the following week. But again, thank you guys for everything this year. It's been the most difficult time of my life for me, and I'm amazed to just be sitting here doing this right now. So thank you all so much for that, and I hope that we can start 2023 off the right way. I hope 2023 is going to be the year for this channel. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close things out here, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this little ad-lib here at the end, but if you do, it means the world to me. It really does. So I will see you guys all probably next week with a couple shorts after I've recovered a little bit from surgery, and then hopefully by New Year's I'll have 1 or 2 more full-length videos up before 2023. Thank you all so much for watching this year. I really appreciate it. If I don't get around to it before Christmas, then have a Merry Christmas, guys, and I will see you soon.